Have you ever just been coloring with crappy pencils and thinking about getting some new good pencils, and your choices are Prismacolor and Faber Castell? So have I, and with this video you won't have to wonder which pencil suits your taste, because today I'll be comparing Prismacolor Premier colored pencils with Faber Castell Polychromos pencils. I already sketched and inked Will Schoenheit from Twisted Wonderland twice onto separate pieces of sketchbook paper to test this today. I thought he'd be a good subject to test, as I have basically all the colors needed to draw him from both sets. Now, the pros and cons of both pencils. We'll start off with Prismacolor. Some of the pros of Prismacolor include it being a very highly pigmented, meaning the colors will look very vibrant and exactly how you would expect a color to look. It's easy to blend and easy to layer. The colors just melt together very smoothly, and you get a nice transition from one color to another. The colors also layer perfectly on top of each other, like putting a bright white to give the apple a shine without having to erase the pencil underneath. It's also cheap. It's $1 a pencil if you buy the large pack on Amazon. The range of colors, there are 150 colors in the large pack. You can also get the 24 and 12 packs in different color sets, like the portrait set, highlight and shading, floral set, etc. You can also find it at your local Walmart. Some of the cons of Prismacolor are the wax-based formula. The wax-based formula is what gives Prismacolor its creamy, buttery, smooth feel. But because the pencils are wax-based, wax bloom does occur, can cause issues with the colors and residue that sticks to your hand and can smear across the page. Also, I just learned this, but don't moisturize your hands when using the wax-based pencils, because the residue stuck to my hand a lot and caused the color to smear across places I didn't want it to. And the last con is it's easily breakable. It's super easy to break these pencils, and if you press too hard, you can basically destroy these pencils. Now, onto Faber Castell. Some of the pros of Faber Castell Polychromos is it's highly pigmented. Just like the Prismacolor, Polychromos' pencils are highly pigmented, so we have to deal with washed out colors. That way you get the exact color you need in the vibrancy you're expecting. It includes lots of layering, which if you love layering, it's great for that. Just put on a light layer of color and keep layering it on, and it blends pretty easily and layers perfectly on top of each other. Great for detail, because I could sharpen these Polychromos pencils into a fine point. It's so easy for me to get into the nitty-gritty details with that fine point. It has very good light fastness on most colors. So basically, if you don't know what light fastness is, it's how well colors stand up to sunlight for extended periods of time. We're talking about months here. And still keeping most, if not all, the original colors. Polychromos has all of its pencils to be the highest quality of light fastness. So it's good for art pieces that require you to have high light fastness. There are some colors whose light fastness is subpar, but I found that those specific colors, like purples and the magenta, are subpar in light fastness in other mediums as well, like in paint, in watercolor, etc. Less texture. If you're someone who doesn't like the waxy texture of the Prismacolor, the Polychromos leaves less of a texture than Prismacolor due to its oil-based formula. Now, some of the cons are it's harder to blend. For me, it was harder to blend, especially if you're blending like you would a Prismacolor. However, the way I found around it is just doing a lot of layering. Don't press very hard and put a lot of color down at once. Just lightly keep layering and keep blending. Less colors than Prismacolor. The big box has only 120 colors. That is the max amount of Polychromos pencils you can get, which is 30 colors less than Prismacolor, which does make matching colors to a specific character / scene harder. I can make it look slightly off color, like the vest on Will Schoenheit, which I found a perfect color match for it and the Prismacolor, but I had a really difficult time finding the perfect color match and ended up with something that wasn't quite the right color I needed. It is pricier than the Prismacolors. You can buy the big box sets of both Polychromos and Prismacolor on Amazon for $150, which, as of recording this video, which makes Polychromos pencils come to $1.25 per pencil compared to $1 per Prismacolor pencil. It is also a lot harder to find. For me, where I live, it's harder for me to find sets of Polychromos in art stores like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Granted, Hobby Lobby stopped selling brands like those. Really, the only place I can seem to get my Polychromos is online, or if you go into some specific art stores. So I think both these pencils are very high quality, and I love both. Of course, I would pick Prismacolor as my pencil of choice for its easy blendability and the fact that I can slap a completely different color on top of another. Of course, if I were to do a commission, I would probably use Faber Castell Polychromos for its light fast quality and the ability to get into the fine details. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which ones you would prefer and if I should do another comparison video like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, bye!